IRS levies, but you may be an innocent spouse. If so, you're not responsible for the tax delinquencies. The key is to recognize that it's a slam dunk win for you. And you went from a situation where a levy, which is the most oppressive, emergency-like circumstance you can imagine, which is disruptive in all regards, as soon as it hits your pay or your bank account, to a situation where the levy not only has to be removed by the IRS, but where it has to then remove the demand that you pay anything along the lines of what it was asking for, because you're not responsible for it. The law can't hold you responsible for that demand if you're an innocent spouse. And we include our fact setting in a way so that it applies to how many tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people that have experienced precisely what it is that we talk about in that fact situation. The reality is Sarah didn't know anything about how that tax came to be because her ex-spouse never told her and kept all that information from her. And by the way, this is not gender dependent, even though it's probably more common that women are entitled to innocent spouse protection. But we've represented and handled problems for many men who were entitled and who were determined to be innocent spouses, because the test applies regardless of gender. And the test is, if you don't know what the income was, if that information was kept from you and you didn't benefit from it, then you don't have to pay the taxes on it. That's the key. So if you don't have to pay the taxes on it, the levy's bad. And once you demonstrate that you don't have to pay the taxes on it, that levy has to be released. Period. It can't take money for future credit in your name, just in case you end up owing something at some time. It can't be done. And if it was taken in any amount, that amount has to be refunded, because you were never liable to begin with. And you will be refunded. Now, we know how destructive these darn levies can be, and how insulting, and how it can undermine relationships with your employer, with your bank, with potential contract individuals and companies. We know how it can take what looks to be a progressive thing happening in your business world, and how it can undermine that to a point where there's just simply no communication any longer because nobody wants to deal with you. They don't want to run the risk that they get involved with you to only find that you don't have the ability because you don't have the money to complete what it is that you've promised that you were going to complete. Right? That's reality. So, if you can avoid the liability entirely, if you're entitled to the slam dunk, why not go for it? And you can make the presentation on your own. Sarah can make this presentation on her own. Now, she'll have a consultation with us, like you can have a consultation with us too. And we'll go through all your circumstances. Tell us what it is that's happened to you. Tell us what it is that's happening to you now. Just like Sarah's trying to earn her living, she's trying to become productive again. I understand that you're trying to do the same thing. Tell us about it. And we'll help you put together a presentation that's compelling, that's persuasive, that sings, if you will. Okay? So that you're entitled to the release of levy, and so that you're entitled to be relieved of the total liability. Okay? Alternatively, even if she's not entitled to the total release of the liability, right? The circumstances that we have are such that that levy is going to impose on her an economic hardship. In other words, it's going to drive her to a point, to a level of existence that the law will not permit. And we have a factual sample that deals specifically with situations where IRS levies drive people to a hardship state and where the law does not allow it, and where the individual's entitled to protection, and where the individual's entitled to the release of that levy. Okay? So again, we have several different levels of protection that Sarah is entitled to. And as far as the means to get it, yeah, she can make her request for innocent spouse relief or for the release of levy and for the hardship protection directly to the IRS. Alternatively, depending on where she is in the collection cycle, she can also exercise her rights to appeals. And Digital Tax Attorney has a set that deals with IRS appeals. In other words, what she can do to get the appeals office to take her case. And when she's having trouble, if she has trouble with the collection division, she can have the appeals division make the decision for her and for the IRS. Appeals are a remarkable opportunity if you need them, because appeals people are trained to resolve a problem in accordance with the law, which extends to both the taxpayer and the IRS. And they're trying to come up with a productive result. Collections just want your money. IRS just wants your money. It's a collection machine, you know that. So, enough said. Schedule your consultation, prepare for your consultation, talk to us. We're going to respond to you as though your problem is our problem and we know what we know. So you're going to get the benefit of that. And we're going to help you prepare your paperwork too. We look forward to it. Thank you.